and it's crazy. It's crazy. Oh no. All right, we crashed. What's going on, everybody? It's Monkey Farm, and we're back with another episode of Scrap Mechanic. We're here in a new flat world, and we're going to try to build a Star Wars pod racer today. And I don't know how well we're going to be able to do this or how well it's going to work, because some of the things we have to work with, some of the materials and building blocks and things aren't totally exactly what would be ideal, I guess you could say, but we're gonna do our best, so we'll see what we can come up with. And I'm glad you guys are really liking this series. It's only episode 3. If you missed the first 2, go check those out. In the first one, we made a pretty simple car and a garage with a garage door, and then last episode I showed you guys some of my gyroscopic vehicles, the ones that kind of like use gravity and physics to kind of propel the gigantic wheels forward, and that was super fun. Those vehicles are really fun to drive around, so check those out if you didn't see them. All right, let's get started. I've got a little lift here, and let's start by building the seat area. It's just going to be a little platform where we can put a chair. We don't have to use a driver's seat. We can use like a passenger seat because we don't need a steering wheel. We're going to be using buttons like right and left. So if you're not familiar with like Star Wars, I don't know why you're watching this, but if you're not for some reason, basically a pod racer is like, it's a thing with 2 jets up here, and they're separated and they're like connected by a little lightning bolt of energy. I don't know. Go look it up. Anyway, and the driver back here, let's see. Let me pretend like this is all connected. Let's say we have some jets back here. We've got a jet here and a jet up here, and the driver is sitting back here, and he's being towed along by a couple cables. I guess they're cables, some kind of like metal cable thing. Anyway, and it's really cool, and I think for this game, like the way the physics is with the way cars like fly around all crazy, I think it's going to be super fun. The trick is trying to make it look and work like an actual pod racer in Star Wars. So we'll see. Now I'm hoping I can build this with these 2 jets like not connected, because in Star Wars, of course, they're not actually connected. So I'm gonna put a bunch of these blue bars here. And I'm putting these bearings on them because I want this to act like a cable or a chain. And we don't have actual chains or cables or anything like that in the game. So you kind of have to like craft them yourself. Wait, that's not the side I wanted to be on. We're going to keep adding them on the outside here. So I guess, you know, putting bearings like this is like going to be the closest thing to having an actual cable pulling this thing. So I'll just keep doing this, and hopefully it'll work. Like once we take it off the lift, these things will start like flopping around and everything. So it should work okay. All right, so I've got a big chain of cables connected, or not cables, but, you know, these bars, and they're all kind of going to be swiveling. Not sure what I did here. I'm just trying to add a little bit more weight and everything. So I think I'm going to switch to like metal bars or metal blocks up here. And this is where we're going to put some wheels here. And I'm hoping this bar will not like stop this wheel from turning or something, but if it does, we'll just have to deal with it somehow. All right, and then let's get some blocks around this thing as well. Let's see, we'll put it down around the wheel just to make it look like that, even though it's not connected to that wheel right there. Now for the jets, I think what we can do is have a couple of them, like have one right here and right here. And if we need more power later, we can probably add more. But we'll start with 2 for now, because I know 1 is definitely just not going to be powerful enough. Like a regular, a regular pod racer would really only have 1 jet on each side, but I know they're not powerful enough to drag this thing all across the ground and everything. So let's try that. And well, first, I guess let's just see if this thing will work like this. So let's put a couple buttons down. Just do that. We'll have number 1 and number 2. And then the left side will be connected to that side. And number 2 side will connect over there. And this will help us steer, because we can go right and left just by pushing the other button. So we should be able to test this out right now. Whoa, okay, so it's working. Hang on. All right, so it's it does need a little bit more weight on the front, I think. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, look at that. Okay, so can I power my way out of this or not? Let's see if I can get back, like... It's almost getting back into where it's supposed to be, except not now. Alright, so let's do this. Let's try that again. Whoops. Let's put it back on the lift. Now, it seemed like it was a little front heavy, if you know what I mean. So, if we put a little weight back here, like this. Because we also want to kind of like decorate it and make it look like an actual pod racer, not just, a thing with jets on it. We want it to be all Star Warsy. So how am I going to do this? Let's see. Let's do that. Is that how I did it on the other side? I think so. So that should give it a little bit more weight. And probably should... Wait, let's do this. I could use a couple of these, make it look like a little jet thing. I don't know. We can do something on the top also. Let's test that out anyway and see if the weight's a little bit better. So let's see if we can turn left. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay. It's a little flimsy. Yeah, it's a little flimsy right there. Alright, now... I have a feeling if we put additional jets on here, it's gonna go like nuts. So we would have to make this a little bit more sturdy. Like we could bring this back and have this like not swivel here. That way that bearing is basically, I don't know if it's gonna be connected or not. I don't know. Let's test it out and let's see if it's actually connected and see if that front one swivels at all. Because that could add a little bit more stability. It does look like it's making it a little more stable. So let's see. Oh. Yeah. So you can't turn one of these off to steer for very long because then the whole chain gets all messed up. You know what else we could do, actually, to deal with that, is we could have 3 buttons. Let's say we had 3 buttons, and the first button, let's disconnect these all right here. Whoops. Disconnect that one, too. Let's say we had button number 1, and that was connected to Let's just delete these. Let's say we had button number 1 is connected to these jets right here, and button number 2 will help you steer by adding that jet, and then adding, wait, number 3 will be connected to that jet. So let's see. So if I push 1, we're going to get a little bit, and then we can steer right or left with these. But one jet is definitely not fast enough. So you know what we should do? We should have all of these connected, and then we should add... That was pretty cool. Let's try this. Let's delete those. We can have 3 buttons again. We'll put 1, 2, and 3. So 1 will power all of these. And hopefully I can power 4 with 1 button. I think I should be able to. Oops. And like that. Okay, so 1 will do that. And then let's add some more jets up here. Make this thing super awesome. Should we do it lightweight, or should I use metal? I don't want to make this thing go all out of control. Let's see. Whoops, that's wood. What the heck am I doing? All right. I don't know. I'm trying to make it look the same on the top and the bottom. I don't know if it looks good or not, but we can throw some jets here. And then what we'll do is we'll take the number 2 jets and power those for steering to the whatever, to the right. And then number 3 button will power these, and we'll turn to the left. How does that sound? All right, let's try that out. So if I push 1, we're going to be going pretty well. If I want to turn left, oh, it's still... We're still getting craziness. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Look at that. Okay. All right, we're back. I decided to build a whole new one and do it a little bit differently. So I did leave this connected this time because we were having problems with whenever I steer, one of these would, you know, we'd run it over, and the left one, like the left one would be pulling forward, and this one would kind of get run over and end up like a leg dragging behind us. And then the other thing I did differently is I didn't put a bearing on every single bar. I just did one in the middle here. So it does still swivel. And then the other thing I changed was the number 1 button, which powers both sides. I had it power the lower and upper ones on each side rather than the 2 bottom ones, and I think that gives some upper lower stability as well. So you see how that's different. It's not the bottom ones, and then we've got the steering over here. So here's the steering ones, and here's the other ones. So I can do a little steering, I can do a little donut. Oh, I'm not connected. Oh, that's what happened. I'm also not connected down here, so there's a problem there, but I'll have to fix that. But anyway, so let's steer back and see if we can find our other car. I think it's way over there. There we go. Whoa! Oh! Oh! We're catching air! Whoa! Hang on. Yeah, so you see how I'm broken off here? That's because we have a bearing here, and when you start doing bearings, you can't reconnect. I think what I've heard, or people have been telling me, they're coming out with a welding tool or something that we're going to be able to reconnect, you know, make sure that blocks are connected when the game kind of thinks they're not connected. Because this is obviously a problem. So this whole thing is basically not connected at all. Like I could just delete this whole like side, and that's a big problem. But it still works, I guess. See how, yeah, so that's a problem. Obviously we want this thing to be kind of legit, you know, but it is working, and it's working a lot better, I think. And it's crazy. It's crazy. Oh no. All right, we crashed. Sweet. All right, so I guess basically all I need to do now is kind of decorate this thing and make it look a little bit more like a pod racer. I'm gonna have to rebuild this whole thing again, just to see if I can get this thing connected somehow. I don't think I can until that welding tool comes out, because if I want this to act like a chain and not be a straight bar, then it's not ever going to be connected here, I think, unless, I don't know. All right, so that is going to be it for today. I hope you guys like it. I think it turned out pretty well. It's pretty fun. It's super fun to drive. Really fun, actually. So yeah, that is it for today. Make sure you are subscribed to make sure you don't miss any videos, and thumb it up if you enjoyed it. I would appreciate it, and we'll see you all later.